Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, SuperCoach Pro. Today we're doing a round 11 SuperCoach team review. So just before I get stuck into the score and how my side went, I forgot the other day to just thank Dimmer for all the great work he's done over the last decade and a bit. Just being a Tiger supporter throughout my lifetime as a kid growing up, watching Joel Bowden, Richo, Gasper and players like that, and watching us never sort of really make finals and not do a lot throughout my primary school years. And, I still watch all the games and bleed black and yellow. And then, 2017 was an absolute turning point where the underdog beat the Crows, and it all stemmed from Dimmer. They gave him a chance. The board gave him a chance, and they believed in him. And then, reflecting just quickly as well, losing 18, we probably wouldn't have won 19 and 20. In hindsight, sort of things, I think it just kept them really hungry. The players I saw throughout, even the one-hit wonders like Townsend and whatnot, just had this Richmond hunger, and we sort of changed the game over the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ish, with the forward tackle pressure and just chaos football. So he's done so much for that club, and I'm not even taking to Mickey, but he honestly deserves a statue for what he done for Richmond, making us relevant again. We hadn't won a grand final in 37 years, and that drought breaker was incredible. I actually teared up in that, and finally got to see a grand final with my old man as well. Been lucky enough now to see 3 of him. And look, honestly, I bleed black and yellow. That's the Richmond tattoo that I do have, and that's how much it means to me, that football club. Just unbelievable job he did just to turn us around from being a ninthman joke of, always finishing ninth and whatever. And then that success in the last few years has really made me appreciate how good we were in our prime, and how relevant it is that it is so hard to win one premiership, let alone a back-to-back and 3 and 4 years. So, look, you'll take that. They did so well, and we're looking like a rebuild now. And so I just want to shout out Dimmer. Thank you for everything you've done for that football club. Enjoy your break, and I hope whatever you do in the future, you have much success again. Anyway, stuck into the side. We scored 2207. We sort of didn't really hold rank. We lost 3,000 spots, as you can see there, and it's all because we held Clary, I'd say. A few things didn't go our way, but that's okay. It's SuperCoach. You can't win every round. Now it's 11,500. Over the buys, I think I can make some numbers up with some clever trading, and we're probably not going to come out with too many trades at the end of the buys, but teams should be fairly upgraded by then. Now, early days, I wanted to hold off this video because I wanted to hear what the Clary news was. Now, he's meant to be back Queen's birthday, so looks like it was only a 2-week injury for the hammy. So I think that's right on the borderline of holding. So I think if you held him, you've done well, because now he's only in 26% of the sides. So I'm not going to risk him for Friday night. Laird's also appealing his tackle this week, so I wanted to hold off for that as well. That's some interesting news there. And then Shinkoda in the VFL did pretty well. So there's a few things while I held the video just to get some statistics on what players might be coming back, such as Constable, etc. So in the back line, pretty solid for Stewart. I was actually VCing him or Sinclair, and I was up against SDS this week in a head-to-head league, and I was playing a little bit Chris Scott with him. I'm like, not sure who I'm going to VC. And then I sort of went Sinclair last minute just to throw him off, and it sort of backfired because I do play for head-to-head and rank as well. But I probably should have just went with the rank idea and went for Stewart, but he didn't average that well against Giants. Like, he had like an 80 odd and 200 games, so a 200 game each roughly. So there was nothing to scream about VCing him, and then he went nuts, of course. So lost out on that, and then Dacos sold here at 124. I think most people have him, so no point talking about him. Zeeble 71, a little bit annoying because he's not really a pod, but he's definitely a guy that I'm banking over every week to score decent. He's in 32% of the size, so it's not too bad. His scores have been pretty decent too. Just the last 2 weeks been a bit quiet. And that last game in 88, he actually had a really hot start, just died in the last half. Sinclair, I bought him this week. It really sucks. See what he had. So it's his disposal. He only had the 18 disposals. as opposed to 30 odd here, which it really does hinder his score. So he looks like a player that needs to accumulate 30 plus touches, as you can see here, to sort of grab, or at least high 20s to grab that 100 mark. So a little bit annoying. I thought against Hawthorn he'd go nuts, hence why I chucked the VC on him. Will Day, not sure what the go is of Will Day. He's an absolute fake primo. Probably one of my worst trade-ins for the year. He's given me, what's that, 5-round average of? It's got to be about 80-something, 83. So failed pick there for sure. Weddle, 62. You'll take that. Not a bad little rookie. He's been making me cash. I bought him in here, and he's fielded okay too, 65, 114, and 62. So Shinkoda, I think, comes back this week with all the Blues injuries and suspensions and whatnot. So hopefully you held on to him. Constable hopefully gets a game in the near future, maybe over the Flyers he sneaks in, not sure. And then what we did was last minute we heard Merritt was actually potentially going to get the tag because O'Neill came in. So we captained Bont with probably 5 minutes to go. I thought it was a more safer option than Merritt being the tag. And then I also tossed up between him and Dunkley, and Dunkley was the better. So I think Dunkley looks like to be the better VC or C option at the moment, which is interesting because I think I'm going to start using Dunkley more often now. And Taranto, 147, he looked really good against Port Power, kicked 4-goal, 1. And just, absolute star for Richmond. Probably our only genuine star at the moment, to be honest. And then Laird, would have been mediocre, challenging his appeal tonight, 115. I expect more from Laird, especially because I started him at 700k. So it's whatever. And Merritt 110, not disappointed. I bought him in last week for that 163 and captained him. So Merritt away from home. That's fine. You'll take that at 110. Rosie 111. I was looking at captaining him possibly. It didn't do as much as I thought he'd do against Richmond. Nor did Butters, to be fair. But he looks to be a pretty solid pick. I don't like playing midfielders forwards in the midfield, but I just got to do it at the moment. Had the 27 touches there. So just a really consistent player. His worst score is an 84, which is absolutely great. Fantastic pick. And Tom Green, he tends to do this 95 kind of stuff. He'll probably go really well against Richmond, so I wouldn't mind seeing him against the Tigers. So he seems to do 90s and then sort of that 120 range. So not really VC or C option, I don't feel, in my side. And then, Ashcroft just doesn't play well away from home. But he's got a few games at the Gabba coming up and a really soft fixture. So I'll probably just hold him for quite some time. I might even hold him for the rest of the year and try to upgrade around him and use him as a M9, to be honest. Now, this is what I love about Oliver. He's now only in 26% of the sides. I think he was in about 54% of the sides. So he's going to be a good little captain and vice captain pod. So I'll be VCing the heck out of this guy now that everyone's traded him out. So I had to hold a week. That's why I lost rank, I feel. Probably 100 points short of something decent. And it's whatever. Baker, debating whether to trade him out this week. He's gotten to a good price now, over that 300k mark. He's not in that many teams as he was at the beginning, but his scoring of late's actually been okay. His break-even's pretty low, so I'm thinking about holding him for one more game, but he plays the Cats, so I don't feel like he'll score that high anyway against them. Have a look where he's playing it at, Marvel, so maybe he does all right. Johnson looks good. I actually like Johnson as a rookie. When he gets the minutes on the ground, he actually scores really well. I think he's one of the better points per minute rookies. I know you like why you're talking about the bench, but I think they're pretty relevant now that they'll be into your sides over the buys. Marshall and English, just doing pretty standard things for these guys. I was thinking about VCing him, but Ruck nullified the Hawks opposition. Ruck sort of nullifies opposition Ruckman. I can't even speak English. What I'm trying to say is Hawthorn Ruckman sort of hinder opposing Ruckman's scores. And then English, pretty annoying this guy's not continuing his hot run. This is why I'm not buying into paying up for guys, because he was at 683 at one point. Everyone's going, look, must get 130, 139, 145, etc. And then they go through these phases where they do come down a bit in price, and now he's dropped another 80k, and that's only happened in the last 5-6 weeks. So don't get sucked into paying overpriced primos. Sort of that 550 mark is where you want that value at, or even less sometimes. Like I love a good 400k bargain. And just to note, I was going to go Wines, but I couldn't because of my bias, and he scored 95 this week. So I think at 430 last week, that was a really good pick if you had enough cover in around 15 buy. Goulden, kind of annoying. Like, as soon as he gets a bit of attention, didn't get to see too much of this match. It's just like he's an all or nothing player. He's more of a VC option. He's not a very C safe option, in my opinion. Cogs, I don't know what's going on with Cogs either. I think he'll have a bounce back game. I like any Giants players against Richmond this week as a VCC option. But, man, he's just sort of tailing off a little bit. He's just doing Cogs things. Like, I can't be mad at this guy. Like, yeah, he's averaging 99. So, yeah, that's what you expect. And Sheasel, he was off the ground for some time getting stitches, I think for almost a quarter or something like that, apparently. So, you have a look at his minutes. He only played 94 as opposed to 116. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense why he only scored a 79. So, not hating that pick. I think I'm going to keep Sheasel for the rest of the season if I can. I'd rather get rid of Day before I got rid of Sheasel. And Hobbs didn't really get much CBAs, I don't think, from what I heard. So for the last 2 weeks, he's done me a 90 and 75. So he's averaging 80 something for my side, which is fine for a guy I picked up at 332k. Hopefully, he just makes some points. Sorry, make some money while scoring decent points. And he's got North Melbourne this week. This is why I brought him in for this sort of softish fixture that he has coming up. And he's got midfield status too, so that works out really well for me as well. Radigalier's going out for me. He's on a hammy, so not interested in this pick anymore. Kind of sucks because his break even's now 91, so I think you just got to cash him out. Mitchell's training again this week, had full contact, so it's fine. So this is why I was waiting my video as well. There's a few things I wasn't sure of. And yeah, his break even's super low. He just seems like a good fieldable option as well. He's averaging 66, even with that sub-affected game of 40-odd a couple of weeks back. And McAndrew, I went early. I should have went forward, but I went early logically on McAndrew because I can swing him to R3, and if he's a dead rook from there, that's fine. But I couldn't afford to have another dead rookie at F8. You know, him and Roberts sitting there if Ford had a really bad game. So that's why I took the punt on McAndrew to swing him in the ruck line if he went bad, but I couldn't just grab Ford this week hoping he wasn't a one-hit wonder, whereas McAndrew's ruckman. Hickey's always injured, so, you know, he'll be lucky to come back through the buys, McAndrew, but like I said, I'm just going to use him at R3. People got R3 Madden anyway, so it's not really a waste pick. It's still a downgrade. I still didn't upgrade, and it is definitely whatever. And really annoying that Sinclair replaced, what's his name? Stocker, and I think Stocker outscored him. So that was a really bad timing move. I should have held Stocker. His break even was 75 and scored thereabouts as well. So really annoyed about Sinclair. Couldn't afford to go to Sicily, but I didn't trust Sicily's scoring, but his role just looks back. So I'll be targeting him after his suspension potentially, or even after his bye. If I have to pay just under 600k, I will, but I don't want to pay any more than that. So just a quick one too, optimize your team. Will field the players that should be on. So why is it not doing that? Have I done something wrong? Anyway, I don't know why Baker's not getting a game considering he's playing. And hopefully Shinkoda plays. So going into the week, I think we've got an 18 squad there. What do we got? Tika won't get named. So we're missing one in the back line if Shinkoda doesn't play. Dunkley 2. Marshall 3. Laird, I'm not sure about. 4 Goulden. So I'm missing 4. And if Laird doesn't get off, I'm missing 5. Now, early days, I'm going Radagalier to forward. And then I'm going to upgrade somewhere else. I don't know. If Shinkoda doesn't get named, I'll buy a player for 450k. Looking at Ridley and players like that for value. But if he does get named, I might trade out Baker for a 530k midfielder or defender. So I haven't really decided on what I'm going to do. And we just sort of have to wait until Thursday for a preview, and we'll do a jump on segment with Steve from SDS Supercoach this week as well. So bit going on. busy life actually, especially now that I've got a son in this world. So much to do, hence the late video as well. Being Tuesday, I did say I'd bring it out Monday, so do apologise for that. Got any trade plans? Chuck them in the comments below. Hopefully you guys scored well. And I'll catch you on the preview later on in the week. I won't name a specific day because just can't seem to be able to do it at the moment. So hopefully you guys have a good one. I'll leave it there.